Hi everyone, this is Sam with the Wine News in 5. Today I'm going to discuss the announcement of the 2024 Taylor's Port Golden Vines Diversity Scholars, devastating fires in Portugal, flash flooding in Bolgheri, France's request for 120 million euros in subsidies to pull up vineyards, the authorization of government-funded crisis distillation in Ribeira Sacra, and the world's first electric furnace for glass bottle manufacturing. Starting with the 2024 Taylor's Port Golden Vines Diversity Scholarship recipients. In 2021, Taylor's Port, the Gerard Basset Foundation, and Liquid Icons joined forces to offer financial support, guidance, mentorship, and internship opportunities to individuals interested in undertaking the MW, Master of Wine, and MS, Master Sommelier programs who came from backgrounds that are not well represented in the wine industry. The scholarships are worth up to £55,000 apiece and are awarded on the basis of, and I quote, ability, determination to succeed, financial needs, and their potential contribution to promoting diversity, inclusion, excellence, interaction, and learning in the global wine community. On June 6th of this year, JancesRobinson.com began publishing profiles of the 12 most promising candidates who applied this year. They're all hugely impressive individuals, and I really encourage you to go read those profiles. This week, they announced the winners. Bento Amaral from Portugal, Flavia Rizzuto from Argentina, Kanchand Schindlauer from the US, and Emiliano Stratico from Argentina. In addition, the judges awarded MW bursaries to cover course fees for the next year to Karen Vilela in Brazil and Zenia Volosnikova from Kazakhstan. Congratulations to all of the recipients. On to fires in Portugal. On Tuesday, September 17th, the BBC reported that 10,000 hectares, which is 37 square miles, between the cities of Porto and Aveiro in northern Portugal had burned. At least 7 people had died and at least a dozen houses had been destroyed. This burn zone overlaps with the wine-growing regions of Vinho Verde, La Foix, Bairrada, and Dow. On September 20th, Meiningers reported that the estate vineyards for the Ladidadi label and for Tavares de Pinha in the Dow, as well as a number of vineyards belonging to A&D wines in Vinho Verde, had been partially lost to fires. The fires seem to be largely under control at this point. On to flash flooding in Bolgheri. After last week's news on Storm Boris bringing floods to Central and Eastern Europe, I had really hoped not to be sharing news on any more flooding. However, Italy 24 Press News reports that on September 23rd, 226 millimeters, 9 inches of rain fell in Bolgheri over the course of 6 hours. The president of Tuscany, Eugenio Gianni, told the press that the region had never before recorded such a large amount of rain in such a short period of time. Generally, the Bolgheri DOC receives 600 millimeters in the course of a year. The resulting flash floods ran their course by the morning of September 24th, and fortunately, vineyard damage was minimal, and as 80 to 90% of grapes had already been brought in, the harvest escaped largely unscathed. On to France's request for 120 million euros in subsidies to pull up vineyards. On September 20th, Radio France Internationale, RFI, reported that the French government had requested 120 million euros in financial aid from the European Commission in order to grub up 30,000 hectares, over 74,000 acres of French vineyards, or around 4% of the country's total planted acreage. The reason cited is falling consumption habits. Citing statistics from the French Observatory of Drugs and Addictive Tendencies, they reported that the habit of drinking wine daily with a meal has fallen by 70% over the last 60 years. And according to France Agrimaire, sales of wine in supermarkets have dropped by 15% in France in just the last 3 years. Clearly, too many hectares of vines leads to excessive wine production, stocks go up, prices come down, and it becomes hard for farmers to make a living. To give growers a chance to recoup the cost of grubbing up and planting something new, the French government is hoping to entice growers with a €4,000 per hectare subsidy to permanently remove vines. In a similar situation with oversupply, the Spanish wine industry is turning towards crisis distillation. Last month, Just Drinks reported that the European Commission had granted Rioja crisis distillation aid. On September 16th, Decanter reported that the Galician government had authorized crisis distillation for Ribeira Sacra for the first time in history. They are now awaiting approval from the Spanish central government and the European Union. Growers in Ribeira Sacra maintain that the 2.4 million euros earmarked for distillation is insufficient and will result in a payout of less than €1 per litre, which will then be subject to tax. Given this news, I have to wonder why anyone is investing in planting new vineyards right now. Instead of clearing land and planting, I really wish people would just go buy an existing vineyard. There are so many, no need for new ones. Finally, the world's first electric furnace for glass bottle manufacturing. On September 10th, Varelia, the world's third largest glass packaging manufacturer, began producing flint glass bottles with the world's first 100% electric furnace at its plant in Cognac. The new furnace represents a 60% reduction in CO2 emissions over gas furnaces. While this technology is still eye-wateringly expensive, this furnace capable of making 300,000 bottles a day required a €57 million investment. It does mark a massive step forward in decarbonizing glass bottle production. Now, if only we could get people to reuse bottles as well. That's all for this episode of the Wine News. If you enjoy this newscast and you'd like to see it continue, please subscribe to jancesrobinson.com. And if you have breaking news in your area, please email me at news@jancesrobinson.com. Thanks.